everyone, I'm Nguyen, and today I want to walk you through the steps and the process of writing and getting my article published onto Inspire Youth Journal, a global platform for young journalism. So now I know the idea of writing and getting your published is a teensy little scary, but don't worry, I'm going to take you through every little step by step from picking a topic, researching, writing, editing, and finally submitting. Now let's get into it. Well, the first up is how can we choose a topic? So you don't have to live through dramatic or come up with the next revolutionary idea. Just ask yourself, what is something that I care about? And what's the problem that I've noticed in the world? And what topics get me thinking most of the time? Well, it can be something close to your home, like the way how school can affect mental health, or something like global, like climate change, gender equality, and the impact of social media. What matters is it matters to you. And that is the heart of a very good piece of an article. So once you got the great topic, let's start about researching. Please don't just rely on some random blog or a copy paste from Wikipedia. Look for reliable sources, things like BBC, National Geographic, the UN, WHO website, and Google Scholar. If you use Wikipedia, scroll down to the bottom and check out the sources that they use to write that article. And just that is really totally where the real gold is. Once you gather up the research, it's time to plan. Well, you don't need a super detailed outline, but it helps to have a structure. Here's a simple one that you can follow. So first you can start with a hook or an intro. Then you should explain the issue. What is it and why it matters? And then after that, talk about the effects and the solutions. And finally, share what you think because your voice matters. Finally, you should wrap it up with a strong conclusion and the ending point. Then after that, it's time to actually write. And for writing, I always recommended Google Docs, which auto-save your documents, and also is very easily accessible for its commenting process. So when you are submitting to Inspire Youth Journal, you just need to copy the link of your Google Doc or your submission. You just need to set it to editing access so the editors can get inside that Google Doc of yours, and then they can edit your document or your article so it can make it more constructive and ready to go. So after all, Google Docs have a very interesting little button which can help you to open it while you don't have the internet, Wi-Fi, or any other internet connections that isn't available. So while you're writing, please remember this. You don't need to sound like a professor or just like a textbook. Just be real. Keep your tone clear, be conversational and confident. Imagine that you're like explaining this issue to a friend who's never heard of it before. That's the kind of energy that you want. So after the draft is done, just calm down and take a break. Walk away, and then you can come back and edit with fresh eyes. Look for places where things might not flow, and check if your arguments make sense. Tighten your language by you can check your grammar right on Google Docs so it can clarify your long sentences, or you can go to other webs, maybe like Grammarly, and also Quillbot, so you could check your grammar. But just be sure that to make it, and here's a few rules that you will need to keep in mind. If when you use all of the other apps or websites to help you check your grammar, just be sure that your piece needs to be original, no copying, and no AI writing. After you have edited your article, like your essay on the Quillbot or the Grammarly, you can just track for the plagiarism, AI plagiarism checker, to see if it detect any AI in your writing. I know that a lot of you maybe don't use AI, but then it can, when it come up writing, it will just check out a lot of silly sentences that may be considered like as AI writing or AI writing percentages, and which can make you be disqualified immediately when you're like in competitions and stuff. So, and the piece needs to be like very original, no copying or no AI writing. So bear to keep that in mind. And it needs to be around like 600 to 900 words. You need 2 or at least 3 sources and a short bibliography in the end. As said, it has to be global, like something that matters not just to you, but to other young people around the world. And once that is all done, so it's time to click the submit button. I know it's a little nerve-wracking and stuff, but just remember, even if your first one doesn't get published, you grow from it. And every essay makes you a better thinker, a writer, and also a communicator. And that's what all this journal is about. Inspire Youth Journal isn't just about publishing words in newspapers. It's just about building a space where young people are heard, and where ideas really matters, and where we are taken seriously, and where we support each other's choices. If you ever wanted to say something to the world, now's your chance. Start the draft, open the Google Doc, do the research, and write your truth. I'll be very eagerly to see what you're writing next.